Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the GOWEN Racing Podcast here on the channel and on our Spotify page and anything that you listen to it on. We got myself, Gary Owen, with you guys today, but we only have three of us. In today's episode, I'm joined by Mr. JayCook
Hello.
and Matt O'Brien.
What's up, guys?
It is a Tuesday night, 9:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Actually, by the way, it is currently snowing here.
Same. In
Yeah,
Michigan,
can you believe that crap?
No, we're supposed to get like 1 to 2 inches tonight.
Yeah, that's what I saw. It was supposed to be quite a bit, so that's just thrilling. But Jay, what's the weather like there?
Oh man, the weather's great. It has felt like mild the past couple of days, and it's great. This time of year is just fantabulous. Besides the pollen, the weather's fantastic.
Must be nice. Um, we're here to talk about
Oh,
NASCAR.
it'll be terrible in like 2 weeks when it's 90 degrees every single
That's
day and
great.
100% humidity.
I can't wait for the humidity to get here.
Ugh.
It was here. There was like a
No
couple
thanks.
weeks back. I felt the humidity a little bit, and then there was only like one day though. But here we are here to talk about some NASCAR today. And some Formula One a little bit later for the Imola GP. But we're going to start off with the Cup race because we didn't have any eNASCAR this week. So no Coca-Cola iRacing eNASCAR series stuff. So we have the Richmond race to go over. We'll talk about the truck series. I didn't actually even realize there was a truck race, so you boys will take that one over. But we're going to start things off with the Cup race. Overall, before we jump into it, thoughts on the racing, gentlemen?
I don't think it was as bad as everyone said it was.
I agree.
I don't think it was a great race. I thought it was
Average.
slightly above average, like
Okay.
a 6 out of 10, 6.5.
Jay?
Me personally, I thought it was the worst race of the year so far and extremely boring.
Daytona 500.
Okay, I don't really count that race as a race to be honest, but yeah, you're not wrong. Second worst race of the year then. Uh, yeah, I mean, personally, that race was just a snooze fest. Last 10 laps were good, but yeah, I mean, it didn't. I don't know. To me, it wasn't that good.
I thought the last 10 laps were terrible.
I mean, yeah, I can see why you did, but
I
But
could tell you
congrats.
someone. I could tell you someone in the Discord watch party was a little excited.
Is there even an Alex Bowman fan in the Nitro stuff?
Bacon.
Oh,
yeah, bacon.
No, I thought the race was.
it was decent.
It was much like people like. No one ever got like a huge lead in the race either. You know.
It was like me and Jay's in our 2003 stuff.
Yeah, like no one really got a lead bigger than 2 seconds, and then like the last 100 laps were really good in my opinion, just because like Joey was faster, then Denny was faster, and then you had the last little shootout at the end. But like I think it was interesting. It was interesting with like tire strategy and stuff with probably the biggest brain moment of the year by a certain couple teams at the end of stage 2, I would say.
I feel like
Um,
at that point, me and Jay both were very little interested in the race, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't either.
Brad Keselowski.
Oh, that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that was
worked
some
out in
big
his
brain.
favor, didn't
That
it?
oh yeah, that was big brain.
Who won stage one? Was it Hamlin?
Hamlin won both stages.
Okay. Didn't win the one that mattered, though. But
Yes.
Hamlin had a fast car. Logano had a fast car.
Truex had a fast car.
Truex had a fast car. Those were the
Bowman
main
had a
guys,
fast
really.
car.
Yeah, Bowman had one at the end.
I I think it was fast all race. So he started 24th.
And
And
then
then he
was
had
there
that
when it
tire
mattered.
and then he had that tire penalty with like in stage 3, so he had to start behind all the lap cars, all the wave around cars. and worked his way up to third in that run, and then the caution came out, and then but nothing really happened the first stage. It was, I think, the first really big thing that happened in the race was the Newman spin during green flag pit stops.
Cindric took him out.
Cindric did take him out. Hey, it's the Penske way. The Penske way. You wouldn't want it any other way.
I mean, he's a
But,
rookie. He's learning.
He's learning the Penske way.
Learning how to pass a roadblock as well.
Yes, but that flipped the race on its head for a lot of drivers because a lot of drivers got trapped a lap down. That pretty much screwed them out of the race because no cautions ever come out at Richmond, really. And then nothing happened until Harvick's tire went kaboom. Besides Hamlin and Logano,
changed everything.
Yeah,
because I mean, if it stayed green at the end,
I think Hamlin wins.
Yeah, I mean, if he didn't get by Logano clean, I think he would have moved him.
We can only hope he would have.
Yeah, I at least hope he would have, especially after what happened at Bristol between them two, where Denny was really clean, and we don't know what he was doing on that last restart there.
Yeah, but I think he was way faster than Logano. It was only a matter of time.
Yeah, I was just, if he would have gotten to the outside, he would have been gone. So that was the only thing keeping Joey in it at the end.
Yeah.
Logano got third. Bowman, of course, wins.
Another winner. That's 8.
Yeah. Denny Hamlin, by the way, 8 top 5s in 9 races. That is an all-time record for most top 5s to start a season without a victory.
Yeah.
So,
let's make it 9 for 10 next week.
It's possible.
He could win Talladega, though. He won there last time.
Hey, why not a safe bet? You just say Denny Hamlin's going to win each week, and eventually you'll be right.
Yeah.
There's no way he won't win the race. But it was. You want to know a funny stat?
Huh.
There are 2 drivers that have finished in the top 20 every race. Who are those 2 drivers?
Denny Hamlin.
Yep.
And give me a second here. Ricky Stenhouse.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Where did Stenhouse finish? Let's see.
He finished
17th.
Yep, 17th. So
Solid
he's keeping the run alive. He's keeping it.
But I mean, if he does that all season long, he'll probably get in the playoffs.
Now, I guess I'll ask it now. Could you make playoffs by finishing top 20, basically 20th through 10th every race? And
I believe you could be, if there's not a surprise winner like a McDowell, I think it could be one of the last cars in.
And then you realize there's 4 road courses, 2 super speedways, and you're just like, oh no.
Yeah, that certainly dampens the chances. I think Stenhouse, if we don't have any more surprise winners, I think he has a legitimate shot of making it.
I think he does too, because I look at the people who are out right now. The first person out is Chris Buescher. Maddie, Rosh has been better, I would say. But are they good enough? I don't know. Matty D could be a threat.
Honestly, at this point, he's gonna win.
He's only 39 out.
Yeah, he's only 39 points out right now.
Yeah, but that feels like just the way the season's been going for him. That feels like too much for him to gain.
I don't know. 39 points, you can make that up in one race.
Technically, you're right.
He can make up, and technically speaking, after Talladega, if things go his way, he could be about 20 points above the cut line.
I don't think it'll work out like that, but
well, if he gets 60 points.
Well, if you get 60 points, that means you won both stages and you won the race, then that's a mute point.
Yeah, but even say if it wasn't a locked-in situation with a win, and like Kurt Busch or something, DNFs early on from an incident. He's still like 20 above the cut line.
True.
It's all it takes is one race, and he'll be right in.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Bubba Wallace is not even a full race out. If you're not a
But
full race out,
considering
you're in good shape
Benedetto's
still.
luck at plate tracks, yeah, right.
All right, you know what, I'm gonna say it. No, I have zero faith in Bubba at this
Where
point.
was he? 26, I think it said. In the
Let me
race?
see. Yep, 26 in the race.
Yeah, I can't remember if something happened or they just struggled.
They just sucked.
Okay.
I think there was a couple things. One, they weren't good. Two, at the end of stage 2, they did the same thing as Brad Keselowski.
Oh, okay, that'll definitely do it.
But they're already slow at that point. And
I mean,
frankly, I've said many times, I want Bubba to do good, but I am losing a lot of faith in them doing good at this point.
the fact that they're only 46 points out, though, I think
doesn't mean
I think they're
anything
going
to
to
me.
continue to get better, in my opinion. So I haven't lost hope yet. But they're definitely
The
running
stat-
out of
hey,
time to be in a good spot.
Here's my stat line: 0 top 10s. That's all you gotta say.
Give it time, brother.
JGR equipment.
Daniel Suarez, currently, he finished 16th. Another
Yep,
good run for that team.
He got a good break on that Newman caution because he stayed out a few laps longer, and then caution came out.
He's 23rd in the points currently, 54 below the cut line.
Yeah, people are saying playoffs maybe, but I don't
No,
think so.
playoffs aren't happening.
No. Honestly, I look at the playoff grid, barring anything really changing. I think Stenhouse is the only one that's like the question mark.
I agree.
Because like, I have faith in Kurt Busch just by pure will to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So.
How about Corey LaJoie had a decent run again. P21.
Yeah, no, he also got a good break with that caution too. Because he stayed out long in the caution came. See that a lot of the people that risk staying out, it helped a lot of people in that when the Newman spin happened.
Mm-hmm.
As an Eric Jones fan, I hated that caution.
And he finished 19th. You know who had a rough day?
Not SHR.
No, specific driver.
Larson.
Kyle Larson.
Yeah, when Eric Jones was faster than you most of the day. Yeah, it's a pretty rough day. With
Jay likes Kyle Larson. What was your thoughts on that one, Mr. Cook?
Don't really have much other than he didn't look very good.
Well, there you have it. I mean, stating the obvious.
And that hurt my fantasy.
You put him in fantasy?
I did.
Oh. I put my De Benedetto in for my fantasy this week and Stenhouse. And that worked out decently.
By pure luck.
Well, I wouldn't say SHR looked a whole lot better today other than Eric Almirola actually having a really good.
Yeah, that was a fluke.
Yeah, and he didn't make any mistakes.
Yep, and then Harvick was running like Harvick would typically run, but unfortunate tire failure. But other than that, SHR was 22nd and 23rd, so I don't
24th.
take anything. And 24th. But Harvick obviously was top 10-ish, top 10 all day, so I don't expect much from Eric Almirola at this point. 27th in points is pretty funny. But you wanna know what was a funny stat that I saw? Denny Hamlin has more stage points than Eric Almirola has points.
Oh, no. Nice.
But yeah, I don't think Eric Almirola has to win a race to make.
He's got 2 more shots at it.
He's got 2 shots. One is this week.
And then the other one's the regular season finale.
Yeah, where everyone will drive like dum-dums. But yeah, like it was an uneventful race, but I thought it was somewhat interesting.
Yeah, there was some interesting strategy.
Yeah. It is interesting that it's you're doing 2 pit stops in each stage basically.
Yeah.
Just because the tires fall off that much.
Austin Cindric, the rookie, had a 28th place finish. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like both of the races he's been in, like there has been like little to zero coverage of him.
It's like he's a rookie and they don't do anything. It's crazy.
Yeah, I would expect for them to at least cover it though a little bit, because they're like,
Yeah,
he's going to
I
replace
would
Matt
agree.
DiBenedetto next year in the 21 car, and
Yep.
but they're not covering anything about it.
Yep.
No, I didn't see a Rick Ware car like crash or anything,
Right. Crazy.
and I was like, something's off here.
Hey, the highest
Cody
one was
Ware
30.
didn't intentionally turn someone. It's not
He
a race
stayed
without
quiet.
that happening.
Surprisingly. I think that's kind of besides the point. They're still in the sport, sadly. But there was, I don't know. There's not much to talk about this Cup race, honestly.
Yeah, I mean it was a quiet weekend.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the points right now. Like,
It's a a couple of things with the points I want to talk about actually. Quarter way through the season, who had William Byron being the best Hendrick car? Nobody.
no one. And Chase Elliott being third.
Chase Elliott, the only one without Hendrick car without a win.
That one definitely. I don't think any of us expected.
No, I mean I think everyone kind of expected him to win the road course, but
And we got what 8 different winners now. And I'm looking through here at names I expect to see win some point. Is 1, 2, 3,
4,
maybe 4.
5.
Actually, I ran out at 4.
I have 5.
I got
Denny.
Oh, I didn't even
Chase,
notice Hamlin. Yeah, Hamlin's 5.
Yeah. So Hamlin, Chase, Harvick, Kyle, and then Brad.
Wait, okay, yeah, I got Hamlin, Keselowski, Harvick, Kyle,
Chase,
and Chase Elliott.
Those are like the 5 I expect to win.
Because I look at Kurt Busch, he might get 1 win. Austin Dillon, if he gets out in clean air at a track where he can't pass, possible.
He doesn't have Texas in the regular season this time, boys.
I didn't even realize that. Well,
yeah, there's only one Texas point race, so thank God. But it is the All-Star race, so that's like big sad.
What if Stenhouse just somehow pulls out a win at Talladega?
Yeah, I was gonna say we could somehow see Stenhouse win as well. I mean, he's been running really good recently, so.
That'd be interesting.
No, I mean, a lot of people could win Talladega. Stenhouse, Matty D,
Daniel Suarez.
Newman's a good plate racer. Bubba Wallace, Suarez, Eric Jones, Eric Almirola. I would say those are like, I guess you say your outside shots. I guess.
In order for DiBenedetto to win at Talladega, you'd have to first finish a race at Talladega.
You just need to finish a race at Talladega first. You need Christopher Bell, not direct the entire field.
I mean, DiBenedetto finished last time at Talladega.
Yeah, he did. He just had you know what? I don't want to talk about that.
I don't want to get back into that
conversation. A very controversial finish.
I don't.
As controversial as it was one of the most epic things I'd ever seen. Like,
yeah,
it was insane.
It was.
And of course, when you're a Hamlin
on
fan,
the way to pick up groceries and listening to that being called in my truck, and I was going nuts.
Why were you on your way to pick up groceries?
Because I had a specific time to do it, and my mom couldn't do it, so I had to go do it myself.
Yeah. So.
What are you looking up? I hear you looking up something.
I was typing in my chat.
Oh. Was there like anything that happened in the news?
Jennifer Jo Cobb XD.
She cannot race. Rick Ware was like, we're gonna put her in the car for Talladega. NASCAR says no. I did not see the actual reasoning behind it.
It was not because of the truck race at Richmond.
Do you know what it was though?
I gotta look at it.
Part of it was that she hadn't been recertified to Racing Cup Series in like a long time.
Yeah, Bob Pockers did a tweet.
Has she ever done a Cup race?
No.
No, but she was certified for it at one point, or like cleared for cup racing at one point, like several years ago. But you have to get re-cleared like every 3 years, I think, or something like that. And she hadn't done it. She hadn't done it yet, so that was part of the reasoning. And then there was another thing like limited experience or something like that.
This is Bob Hawkers's tweet. NASCAR decision based on performance slash quality. NASCAR has been more forceful with recent cup approvals. She was years ago okayed for cup, but didn't run any races. Must be reapproved. Not result of the Richmond wreck in the truck race.
Huh.
Because like she intentionally wrecked someone in the truck race.
Yeah, I heard
think.
something about it. I didn't look at it because I didn't care.
I kind of paid attention to the truck race, but
I didn't watch a single moment of it.
it was your
I
typical
was too
truck
busy
race.
playing MLB.
It was your typical truck race where they couldn't race with more than 10 laps.
Yeah, that's
so.
another reason why I didn't watch it, because the truck series this year has been just a joke.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of
it's
crashes.
interesting. But that's what people
Do what,
want to
Gary?
see, right?
I mean, yeah, but
I don't
not what.
like. I
No,
think
their like least amount of cautions this year is like 9. It's kind of the same thing for the Xfinity series too. They're both of those series have just been just clown shows.
yeah, it's interesting because it's just like
I don't really like watching just them crash the whole time, you know.
yeah, like
Yeah, exactly.
like crashing is a part of racing, and like okay, yeah, I guess sometimes you say yeah, it's cool to see it crash, but like when you're basically looking like a NASCAR Heat 5 public lobby, it's not good.
I mean, yeah, there's like crashes that like mean something, like somebody racing each other really hard for third place and they wreck, and then there's a dude running in like 35th, running out of talent, just spinning himself and causing a caution every 3 laps. Like and that's basically what's happening.
Me and Andrew were in a Discord last night during a one of those PSES iRacing races, and I have a new quote we need to use in league racing. It's death, taxes, and wrecking for last.
Well,
And that's what the truck series feels like, you know.
I mean, they're wrecking all over the place. How did Haley Deegan do?
Who?
Yeah.
She got involved in some kind of incident,
Well, I
but I
saw the
don't know
TJ
if it
Majors
was.
thing about her, but
Yeah.
She finished 17th.
is that the best of the year?
I don't know.
Safe to
Probably
say,
close
so
to it.
far the hype, as expected, was not going to be anywhere it lived up to.
Yeah, she struggled pretty heavily.
Got to give it
Her
time and
best
see what
that
happens.
that
but
is her best finish.
oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, I don't
improvement, I
know.
guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to expect, to be honest.
I don't know.
I mean, I look at like drivers right now in the truck series, like
There's like
potential
2.
cup winning talent. Like I don't,
Yeah, there's like 2.
I don't even know. I don't even see one.
What?
In my
Truck?
opinion, Zane Smith, and actually, I
Well,
guess
maybe
just one.
Sam Mayer if he keeps up what he's doing. But
I mean, honestly think at this point, John Hunter is just gonna wipe the floor.
how much did he win by?
He won 3/10. He led 114 laps,
Uh,
but he won 3/10 over Kyle Busch. So
Wait, he beat KB? I honestly
he
thought
beat
that
he's
Kyle
beating
Busch won.
he's beating Kyle Busch 2 times this year now.
Oh crap!
yeah, Las Vegas.
Man, you get John Hunter and some good truck equipment, and the man goes off.
Yeah. So John Hunter has won 6 of the last 7 stages in trucks.
Yeah, he's already making the final four.
Uh,
Put him in
the
it.
man's actually just popping off. So
I see that they still have Canada scheduled for September the 5th.
that's me.
So I'm not sure if that's going to remain. That's still quite a ways away, so I think there is definitely a possibility.
Um,
Well, I mean, it's also very possible that they'll give NASCAR special permission as long as like no one comes in contact with anybody.
They ain't giving anyone else permission.
Outside of the NAS.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen.
They're not giving NHL or anybody permission.
Nah, man.
Well, NHL is
Really?
you have to quarantine a week if you get traded to there.
And like they already
Like-
canceled IMSA at the same track.
F1's most
okay, well.
likely going to be canceled. That
I
cancellation.
think it already has been.
No, that was fake. It was not true.
Oh, that was fake. Oh,
It's basically
thank God.
borderline
I mean, it's
true.
probably still going to
it's
be.
showing.
but-
Yeah. It's like it was a false like report on it, but I would still count on it getting canceled. But
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
hope that it doesn't, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it will.
now the real question is, what are they gonna? Let's say it does get canceled. What do you replace it with? Cannot say Watkins Glen because it happens. A
I
month
think
before.
Watkins Glen
don't
will
thi-
go on.
It's already on the schedule.
Yeah.
No. Like, all right, Canada Motorsport Tire gets canceled. What do they replace it with?
Oh heck. I don't know what's.
Oh, I thought you were asking F1 for a second.
Where does Cup go that weekend?
Cup,
Darlington. They go to Darlington.
trucks go to Darlington. Well, they could.
Where's
Darlington
Canada? September the 5th. Yeah, just put trucks to Darlington.
Yeah, I guess. Too far to tell at this point.
That's right around my birthday
Is Canada supposed to be a playoff race
too. Yep.
for the trucks?
Yes, it is.
Well, then maybe they move it to the Roval.
Nah, I think they're just. I think they take it to Darlington.
Later
My
in the
guess.
season.
Some road course.
Oh well, what they like?
I think it
said,
all
it's a long
depends
ways
on
away.
when the race gets canceled. If it gets canceled
Yeah.
like right beforehand, nothing may happen with it. If it gets canceled like a month beforehand, they may find something like Darlington. If it gets canceled several months beforehand, they could maybe do something like the Roval. But
Hopefully, it still goes on.
Mm.
I don't.
So,
But
you go.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't think I'd ever like. I would like to go, but definitely wouldn't happen this year.
Well, I think you guys are pretty locked down, I would say, at this point.
Yes, unfortunately. So was there anything other eventful stuff in the truck race other than Jennifer Jo Cobb and John Hunter?
And then just them being clowns? No, not really.
All right. We'll talk about the.
Talladega!
Yeah, actually, we'll do that first, and then we'll talk about.
Actually,
IndyCar.
tomorrow. Tomorrow's the iRacing thing.
have
Oh,
you
cool.
heard the announcement that was made
Yeah.
about it, Gary?
Yeah, did you hear
Keelan
the,
Harvick?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that legit?
Yes, that's legit.
Okay.
Even though it goes directly against iRacing terms of service, it's happening.
How old is he?
I think he's 8.
8?
Yep.
So first of all,
You're supposed to be 13 to be on iRacing.
yes, correct. But first of all, they also refused to put Timmy Hill in their Bristol race.
Exactly. That was my immediate thought as well.
And then they go and do this. And I also,
That was my immediate thought.
no offense to NASCAR or to the Harvick family, but this is stupid. Like, extremely stupid.
Extremely, yes.
At least they're taking him to Talladega where it takes very little skill.
It also takes very little lack of talent to disrupt the entire field.
Yes. I swear, if this kid goes and cleans up some people, NASCAR is going to look even more stupid than they currently do with this situation.
Well, no, maybe not, because it is a kid and it's supposed to just be, like, I mean, the series isn't being taken like dead serious anyways, but I'm not gonna say anything about Keelan. I think it's just I do think it is a bit of a bonehead move though.
It's a questionable move, but it would be admittedly really funny if he wrecks his dad tomorrow.
That would be hilarious.
It would also be very awkward if he won.
Say what?
I think that'd be great.
It would be awkward if he wins tomorrow. It would be awkward yet really funny.
Yeah, I don't know how I would react if that happened. How is iRacing allowing this?
I guess
Like,
they don't care about the how it turns in third.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that
don't
literally
know.
goes against their rules. So, I mean, in my opinion, it's stupid all around. Like, it's cool for the kid, but it's stupid all the way around because it goes against iRacing's rules. And
Yeah.
it's just like you do Timmy Hill the way you did NASCAR, and then you go and just add this kid to the roster with no hesitation. So, is Timmy Hill in the race this weekend?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a new rule where like past winners are allowed in. I was like, really? You have to make a rule.
The Timmy Hill rule.
The Timmy, yeah, the entire thing is kind of dumb. Hopefully it's a clown show tomorrow, just because it's Talladega, but it'll be entertaining.
Well, last time they went to Talladega and the iRacing stuff, it was a disaster.
Jeff Gordon ended up in the catch fence.
Yeah, Alex Bowman won.
Yep.
Um,
Speaking of iRacing, that's where it is this week too.
Yeah, I'll have to
Talladega.
try and do some races. I
Yeah,
like Talladega.
I'm gonna do NIS tomorrow. I'll probably end in a disaster.
Yeah, I didn't do NIS on Sunday. I was like, the boys were wanting to go trucking, I was wanting to go trucking, so we went trucking.
That's another short track, so you probably know what happens.
Yeah. Well, I
Even
was
though
like, yeah, it's gonna be similar to Martinsville, and I don't like the track.
I got really lucky in my NIS. Only had 5 cautions.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. But then I looked at like all the other splits in my at the time. They all had like 15. And I was like, huh, interesting. But
So now
yeah,
I guess we can talk about some IndyCar.
I didn't really watch it.
Jimmy Johnson.
Wow,
Yeah, well,
he
we'll
did- he
mention
did
Jimmy
act-
Johnson as well.
Wow, he was really slow. I'm totally
Alex
shocked.
Alex Palou. I don't know how to pronounce his
Hello.
last name. Alex Palou. He won the race. Will Power second. Scott Dixon third. Jimmy Johnson. Well, James Hinchcliffe, by the way, 17th. Oof. But Jimmy
I believe
Johnson.
he also had damage.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was involved in that first incident.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Johnson was also involved in the first crash.
No,
Barely.
he wasn't.
What?
He wasn't.
He was.
He
No.
was.
Because he slid into Hinchcliffe. That's how Hinchcliffe got his damage.
Oh, okay.
But Johnson's car was fine. He missed the actual majority of the wreck, and then wrecked himself on like lap 10. Well, spun himself out, I should say. Stalled the car. He went a lap down, and then he was kind of just there, riding. Apparently, he was
laps
putting
down?
up decent laps like later, but I mean, I don't know what the heck that means compared to other people. So,
It don't mean anything when you're already 3 laps down.
but in my opinion, I said I like Jimmy Johnson, but I was like, he's gonna get absolutely destroyed in IndyCar. And I remember him not being a fan of the high downforce direction NASCAR was taking, and then he decides to go drive a car with even more downforce. And now he's getting destroyed. I was just like, it didn't make sense to me. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but
I didn't necessarily take the downforce stuff in consideration, but yeah, I felt the same all along. He was just going to be kind of mediocre. I didn't expect him to be. I didn't expect him to struggle as much as he is currently, but I didn't expect him to come out and just light the world on fire and win everything. I knew he wasn't going to do that.
I didn't really watch it. I had no expectations. So
yeah, no, I think he'll run around the same area most of the year.
I think you gotta think of it this way. It's like, man, they're gonna do this for 2 years and he's gonna be this slow.
Oh yeah, he's a 2-year deal, isn't it?
And like, if he's gonna be this slow, like I expect him to get better. But your pace was 3 laps off. You're gonna do this for 2 years.
Hey, if we get to the end of next year, he wins a race, gets more competitive. There's gonna be a whole documentary on that, man.
Yeah, and then you have Grosjean finishing 10th in a Rick Ware equipment. So.
Hey, why Rick Ware's
Hey,
car
Rick
though?
Ware put stuff into their equipment that's not NASCAR.
Their cars have won
Yeah.
championships in the sports car stuff. So
They legitimately put effort into every other sport besides NASCAR that they're in. It's
NASCAR, they're like,
laughing
let's just
stock,
fill
or
up a
it's a
couple
joke.
spots and make some money.
Yeah,
The other
Yeah.
stuff, they're like, actually, let's do something here and try to win.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a joke. The sport where they can make the most money with how competitive they are is one where they're like, yeah, well, no, I say that. That's actually the one where they make the most money if they don't care, they don't try. So never mind.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Because
cool
with
that
them having
Grosjean did do it good though.
yeah,
I
and who was the other one that was doing really well? No, oh wait, no, who wasn't doing well? It was the sports car guy, or the V8 supercar guy.
Scott
I
McLaughlin.
can't think of his name. Yeah, he was doing a
Yeah,
little
he's
bit worse than I was
14th.
expecting.
I also expected better. New Garden, didn't he DNF?
Yeah.
He was in
Okay.
the first crash.
Rossi was 9th. Rossi's kind of fallen off in the last kind of ever since the pandemic. It feels like. Marcus Ericsson was up there. A lot of former F1 drivers like to fill up the F1 field.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rossi.
I don't
know what to
really watch
expect with him.
IndyCar, so.
Well, my thing was I didn't even know Helio Castroneves was in the race. Ferrucci was in it too. Okay then. But
Wait, Ferrucci
oh
was in it?
wait, no, they're just listed on the points. Never mind, they weren't in it.
Why are
I
they
was just
listed on
looking
the points?
I have no
Probably
idea.
because they're probably like planning Indy 500.
Charlie
or something.
Kimball is on the points, and even Juan Pablo's on the points. But
Because
I
Montoya's probably been the 500.
I watched IndyCar a bit back in the day, and I was a Hinchcliffe fan. I've said the story many times, and then Robert Wickens came in, and like I was turning into more of a Wickens fan, and then he had his crash that ended his career. Hinchcliffe lost his ride, and then I was just like, there's no point to watch anymore, so I just stopped watching. And then I was like, oh, now we got Hinchcliffe and Jimmy Johnson, so I figured I'd try to watch a little bit this year. So, I mean, the race was actually decent. I don't know, Jay was watching a whole lot, but I thought it was decent.
No, I didn't watch much of it.
I didn't watch any.
It definitely would have been better off watching IndyCar over Richmond, I think. But where do they go next week? Oh, okay, April 25th is St. Petersburg, Florida.
No.
And that one's on NBC, so I can watch that one. But I guess now we move over to some Formula One.
Oh boy.
Imola GP.
We all said this was going to be a snooze fest.
If it was dry
I was
the
gonna
whole
say.
time, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, if it was dry.
True.
Hooray for rain.
True.
Verstappen won, tying the points.
No, he's one behind.
Oh, he's one behind. Doesn't have the fastest lap, did he?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
Lewis did Lewis Lake things where his tires should be dead and then pulls a lap 4/10 faster than anyone.
Well,
else.
if Max beats Lewis next week or whenever we have a race again,
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh, lovely. He would be the points leader, which would be I think only the fourth driver to lead the points since the hybrid era started in 2014, because it was Hamilton, Vettel, and Rosberg are like the only three drivers that have ever led the standings since 2014.
Yikes.
Think about that for a second.
I was gonna say I saw a graphic pop up. I think it was during the race while Hamilton hadn't gotten his fastest lap yet, and it was a thing about talking about Verstappen hadn't ever led the points before, and like he was on track to lead it after the race that day.
It was like Lewis hasn't lost the points
thought
lead.
that was just wild.
Lewis hasn't lost the points lead since like they said it was like Hungary 2018.
Has Bottas never led the points?
No.
Oh,
Well,
no,
no, Australia when he won.
Yeah.
Okay.
Australia when he
Okay,
won.
so it'd be so Verstappen would be the fifth driver. So
Yeah.
there's been
That's
4.
still just insane. And considering 3 of those are from the same team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Vettel's the only one that's been able to contend in the past, other than Rosberg, and then he would
For like
always
half a
choke it
season.
away. Yeah. Well, if Germany 2018 didn't happen, Vettel would have won the title.
No.
Yeah, I
Yes.
also I kind of agree with that.
That started the
Germany,
downfall
I
all the
think,
way
is where
leading to
everything
now, man.
started. Yeah.
Let me. I'm looking back at this.
You know, he backed it up, went to Belgium and won. I was like, okay, and then everything went wrong after.
I don't think so, man.
I think he would have won if Germany didn't happen.
I think Lewis is too good.
It's just like something about that just killed the confidence or something. I mean, Lewis, of course, is incredible, but I also point out two races in, Bottas is already written off.
Yeah.
He's gone. No, not a
Bottas
chance.
was written off the second the race started 3 weeks ago with Bahrain.
I'll get into that later once we get to it, because I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Well, let's start off.
He
here.
looked terrible that
all
entire race.
all right, let's start from the very start, because Max started 3rd in this race, and by turn 1 he had the lead.
He made contact with Lewis, didn't he?
Little
Yeah,
bit.
a little
just
bit.
a little bit.
Here's my thing. Max had the line into the turn,
Yeah.
and that's how F1 works. If you have the line into the turn, it's yours.
And also that a little bit of redemption for Bahrain. So.
And it was wet-ish.
Yeah, it was wet. Yeah, wetish. And then Latifi spun.
Mazepin.
And then got right back. That wasn't Mazepin's fault.
I know. I'm just saying. Mazepin, though.
Unfortunately, it wasn't his fault. And then Latifi just came back on track right in front of Mazepin and wrecked himself. And then under that safety car, Perez.
This I didn't see, so I don't actually know what happened. I just heard that
so
something. He got messed over or something.
Perez was 4th under the safety car, I think. And then they went into this turn. He lost control. He didn't spin, but he went super wide. Like, he went into the gravel, but he never spun. He lost 2 spots, but you're under safety car. You lost those 2 spots because you went off track.
Uh-huh.
But he under safety car, he passed both of those cars, and he got a 10-second stop and go.
Oh, okay. Did they tell him to pass those cars, like, on the radio?
No, Perez, like, literally got right back on track and passed them both instantly.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So that's just on him not knowing the rules.
Or not understanding how it works exactly.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, in my opinion...
Because on the broadcast, they were explaining, like, oh, if you have a type of problem, you can get your spot back, but I'm guessing under him making a mistake is not under that.
Well, that's a little bit harsh, though. Couldn't they just told him to just give the 2 spots back since they're under safety car?
This is F1.
Oh, you're right, but still.
Well, see, I think where it also probably confused him is during the formation lap, I believe it was, as Verstappen spun out and lost a couple of spots, and he was able to get those spots back because he passed them before they got to the last safety car.
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. God, who was it?
It wasn't Verstappen. I could have sworn it was Verstappen.
Was it? Oh, wait, I don't know.
No, Max didn't spin. I was it? I know someone spun.
Sure
I know what you're
Max.
talking. I know what you're talking about. Like, I remember this happening. Was it Carlos? I think it was Carlos because he spun twice in the race.
I have no idea. So.
Either way, it happened, and whoever did it, whether it be Verstappen or Sainz or whoever it was able to get their spot back because they didn't pass the final safety car line. And so that's probably kind of like the same thing that Perez might have been thinking and didn't realize that it was a different rule for under safety car.
Yeah, so it was a little confusing, but eventually Perez served said penalty, and then Perez's day got worse as he spun out.
There was one thing I missed. Why did Vettel have a stop and go? I know it was something to do with whole start thing, but like I thought his team followed those procedures correctly.
Well, they didn't. I don't exactly remember. But yeah, and then it was a rough day for Vettel.
I was gonna say it was definitely not the greatest day for Sebastian.
Uh, it's looking like his days are being numbered.
Well, in my opinion, unlike last week, this one was more out of his control.
No,
So
they're also having like gearbox issues too, and then eventually
yeah,
Vettel
exactly.
did retire.
There was a lot of things out of his control in this one. So
He also had to start from pit lane.
Yeah, so I don't really know what to expect yet. I truly did lose a ton of hope though after last week. I was like, oh god, it's we're going through this all over again.
Someone in chat said it was when this red flag ended, they didn't have the new tires on in time for Vettel.
Okay.
And I think
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
I thought it was something to do with the start of the race.
Also,
I barely heard that conversation.
Yeah. Stuff to note. So let's go to the incident that I think everyone's talking about.
There was an incident.
With a certain
Are you serious?
No, I'm not being serious.
Okay.
What are you if you guys don't know, Valtteri Bottas and Russell.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on it?
In my opinion, a racing deal for the most part.
Yep.
And I mean, my opinion is, first of all, Bottas shouldn't have been in that place to get passed by Williams in the first place. But that doesn't change the situation. It was this racing incident still. George had to go for the spot trying to get points in Williams, which is a rarity. Bottas has to try and defend still. I don't think he overly defended. I don't think George was too aggressive. He just made a little slip up.
I mean, the track was still kind of wet.
Yeah. So. And I mean, he just lost the car and they went crashing. And
I think it's an absolute joke about that.
For Bottas?
Absolute joke. Just a joke that he was going to get passed by Williams.
Yeah.
Honestly, his car had no problems, no issues. He just was slow. He was terrible. Honestly, getting passed by a Williams on merit in a Mercedes honestly just get you fired.
Yeah, it's just like how is he in place for that to happen? You know?
And then why not even more embarrassing? Watching Hamilton go from 8th to 2nd in like 15 laps.
And then Bottas over here on the other hand.
Can't even make an overtake for 30 laps. Getting passed by a Williams.
I think it'll be Russell in that car next year. There's no way that he's not.
You know, I might sound like a douche, an asshole, whatever you want to call it. But if this is what we're gonna get, just pure mediocrity or horribleness, swap them in the season.
I think
I don't think
I would be down for
it.
that, but I don't think Mercedes would do a Red Bull-esque move like that.
I don't think they would either.
No, never wouldn't happen.
Well, if Bottas can't get into the top 8 in the Mercedes, then it probably will happen.
I mean, okay, yeah, I guess if they're really desperate in a points battle with Red Bull, and it's like a quarter or halfway through the season, and Bottas is not producing and only barely getting top 10s, then maybe, yeah, but in the other situation, I don't see it happening.
Honestly, Russell should be in the car right now, but
I agree.
They had to keep their wingman. I did have the one problem I had about that incident though. I tweeted about this. So Russell walks up to Bottas when he's in his car or whatever. They have a very brief exchange, and then Russell just kind of smacks him on the helmet as Bottas flips him off. And then I go on Twitter, and people are just ripping George for being extremely unprofessional, and that has no place in Formula One. I'm like, get out of here if
I
you
didn't see
thought that
that
was
at all.
bad. Oh yeah, no,
I
he,
didn't
he
know
smacked
that.
him right on the helmet, like just like a
No, no,
little
no, no, no.
smack.
I didn't see people giving
Oh, people.
George
Oh,
Oh,
crap
people
for
were
it.
trashing him.
yes.
Trashing
Really?
him.
Oh
Well,
yes.
Holy crap.
people are like, man, he shouldn't even be in consideration for Mercedes
Yeah.
anymore and stuff like that.
Oh,
I'm
good
like,
lord.
If you, man, I would love to see them watch NASCAR. First of all, but like if you have a problem with them showing just a that was barely anything. If you have a problem with them showing just a little bit of emotion like that, you shouldn't be watching any sports whatsoever.
hey, one of their arguments was Bottas could have been hurt.
Yeah.
Yes, clearly Bottas was hurt when he was.
Wow.
Hey,
Well, he's
hey,
flipping
hey,
him off
yeah. I'm flipping you off. Oh yeah, that's the
I
first
need
thing. But if
paramedics.
Bottas was, if Bottas needed paramedics, oh yeah, that's the first thing he's gonna be doing is flipping them off, boys. Yeah, he's critically injured, boys.
That angers me.
And if
And
Bottas is hurt, you think George is A, going to do that, and B, you can see they're having a conversation
yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah.
It
So,
reminded me of when Verstappen also shoved Ocon a couple times after Brazil, and people like tore Verstappen's head off for shoving him a couple times, and I was just like, my reaction was the same then. That was barely anything. I love Formula One, but the fans overreact over little things like that that are, in my opinion, incredible for any sport. I mean, not it was just a little slap on the helmet.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was also just a backhand, quote unquote, slap, more just like fast moving, medium
Bottas did
speed
more. He
moving
flipped him
hand to
off.
a helmet. To a helmet. Well, how
Could
in
have
the
gave him a
world is that going
concussion.
to hurt him?
And Bottas over here stuck the middle finger right to his face, and people were like, "Oh, that's okay."
Um. Yeah. So it was racing, but just unfortunate. I just think it's I just can't even get over Bottas was in that spot anyways. Um.
Yeah, that's the first thing. It was like Bottas should never been there.
Mm-mm.
Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, racing deal, Bottas, he's gonna lose his ride eventually.
It'll be in
And
Williams.
Toto, I would say George put out a big apology and took responsibility for the crash. Like, what was that, yesterday or today or something like that on social media? And I
I
wonder
think
if
it
that was
was
him just kind of being pushed by Mercedes to do that, or if it was he genuinely looked
probably
back
generally
and
That
like
was
that.
probably like 75-25, more leaning towards him
Because
doing that because that's just kind of the person he is. But there's probably also a little bit of pushing from
like
Mercedes for it.
I think George was a little overboard on some of the stuff, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
yeah.
I mean, he had the right to be upset and show emotion, but like, I mean, at the same time, him taking responsibility for it is also like, it's not wrong because
I think the
he's
wrong
half
take was
responsible for it.
the wrong take was definitely this Russell the entire time. Oh, you trying to saying like Bottas, you trying to kill us, and oh, it's 100% Bottas's fault type of thing. But
Well, I mean, Bottas did throw all the blame on Russell at one point too, right after the crash.
Yeah, they both blamed each other right after on the radio. So
yeah,
But I mean, again, I mean, they're race car drivers, and you put them in the moment like that, they're both gonna blame each other anyways. So
see Nitro XD.
yeah. Um,
Uh, I guess we can do some like quick overviews on like what we of like team performances. I guess
Ferrari's looking good.
looking a lot better than
relatively.
last year.
Yes,
Leclerc and Sainz are
good.
fairly evenly matched, in my opinion,
Yep.
which I expected. I was like, Sainz
Yeah,
is a good driver.
very good driver. McLaren's looking really good.
Yeah, I think McLaren is definitely the third best team on the grid, and they're
Yep.
probably the closest to Mercedes and Red Bull than they have been like
But the
ever.
reality is they're not even close to Red Bull and Mercedes.
Yeah, no, they're
They would need an
closer
Italy
than they
style
have
thing
been,
last year
but
to have a win.
Yeah,
yeah, I think we'll see at least one race like that this year.
yeah, I think
I
there's too
mean,
many races and chaos will happen.
they'll be in that position, I think, all year where they're when Bottas or Perez have issues, they'll be right there to get the podium each time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
So
McLaren and Ferrari will be scrapping for 4th and 5th, and then those couple of podium spots that pop up every now and then.
Yep. If AlphaTauri can get a clean race, I think they're really fast. Actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Gasly started on wet tires when everyone else started on inters. He fell all the way to like dead last, and he worked his way back up to 7th at Imola.
beat
So,
his teammate. Um,
Tsunoda's
Sebastian Vettel
teammate,
DNF'd and still beat the 2 Haas cars.
which is hilarious. And also just pathetic by Haas that it's not even. They're so bad, it's not even funny.
I mean, they took focusing on next year's car to a whole new level. They like I don't know how they could come in with a worse car than last year. Like how do you not just come in with the same exact car?
Yeah. So I know Jay's not gonna like this, and I've been thinking about it. I don't think Steiner's there next year.
I mean, I hope he
I
is, but I could see it happening of him getting
okay.
sacked.
Here's the thing.
I don't know. I would normally agree just based on the team's performance, but like Gene, I think Gene likes Gunter too much, and unless the team is like just absolutely horrendous or Gunter steps down himself, I don't think he's out of that job. I think
Team
that's
is
his
horrendous.
job to keep. No, I mean like horrendous for like 5 years in a row, and just an
They're
absolute
getting
joke
worse
of a
every year.
sport.
Yeah, but they didn't put any
To
effort
be
into this car.
Yeah, to be fair, they specifically said they're not paying attention to this year, and the last couple of seasons before this, they've had some
Because it
controversy to
kept
deal
getting
with
worse.
between the sport or between the sponsor stuff, and then they've also just decided to keep with their up until this year. They decided to keep their clown show combination of drivers, and that's what cost the team the most.
I,
Speaking
I
of
think
clown show,
Grosjean and Magnussen separated are good drivers. Together, clown show.
and then, well, let's get into the biggest clown show known as Mazepin.
yeah,
He waited till the track conditions were the best all race, and then he spun. On the last lap, 2 laps down, he spun. They had to
hey
make the
man,
race official.
just pushing hard, bro.
No, you want to know what's really embarrassing? Schumacher was 30 seconds behind him one race. He ended up 1 minute ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean,
Mazepin is a joke.
Mazepin's an incredible example of a paid driver, just like Latifi.
Oh yes.
Latifi's not very good
Everybody
either.
gave crap to not George Russell, why in the world, to Lance Stroll when he first came into F1. But
Stroll's
like
decent.
Mazepin's on a whole new level. Lance Stroll has some actual talent. Mazepin does not.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Mazepin's a bad driver, bad person.
Horrible person.
And I mean,
And
that guy has nothing going for him.
Money.
Yeah, that's all he's got.
Yeah. The Alpha's results are not indicative of how good they were. They had some penalty issues and weird issues.
I think it's like so the best way to describe the season and the team performance is like Mercedes, Red Bull, and then McLaren, Ferrari, and then every other team except for Williams and Haas. I think that's really the best way to describe it, because everybody's just going to be scrapping for those bottom like top 5 spots
Alpine's been
or
a little
top 10
bit.
spots.
Alpine's been disappointing, honestly.
That's true, yeah.
Hey, I mean, you look at what they were 9th and 10th. I see. Alonso just a little bit behind Ocon.
I don't. That is not indicative of how they ran.
Well, either way, I mean, by the end of the season, Alonso will be blowing Ocon away once he gets used to the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder how Ocon feels being in like prime position to be potentially in a Mercedes, and then George Russell comes in and just shatters that.
It would be like an absolute Toto Wolff move if he kept George Russell at Williams and decided to put in Ocon over him.
I think
I would literally just.
Hey, if Hamilton and Bottas end up leaving Mercedes because like Hamilton retires.
Oh yeah, it'll 100% be George Russell and Ocon then.
Yeah. And then, I
That's also
mean,
when.
Ocon
That's
will be
also.
in the same situation where he gets destroyed every week.
Yeah, he'll be the new Bottas. So
Yeah.
If Hamilton retires and they get rid of Bottas, that's when they go up to Max Verstappen and be like, "Here's a blank check."
yeah, here's however much money you want, take it all, come race for us.
Well,
Yeah.
imagine Max Verstappen and George Russell on Mercedes.
Well, that's kind of like what we have now with Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, and then Leclerc and Sainz. It's like,
No, okay, no, Perez, no. Perez is a
what do
really
you
good
mean
driver,
no?
but he ain't got nothing on Verstappen.
I qualified him.
Trust me, over the course of the year, Verstappen will
While I
blow him
do
away.
agree, while I do agree that Verstappen is a lot better than Perez, Perez is also an exceptional top tier F1 talent.
Perez is a great
So I
driver.
mean,
I think Max Verstappen is,
Generational driver.
generational, like Lewis Hamilton. The only, in my opinion, if like in the exact same
but
car.
so hang on a second before we get too far into this. So the thing that I just brought up there, it's kind of like a combination of Hamilton and Rosberg, where like Rosberg is a top tier F1 driver, and Hamilton is generational, but like it's kind of the same thing with Perez and Verstappen. So I mean, and
Yeah,
we saw
but
how hard that Rosberg went after Hamilton. So
I don't think Perez already doesn't seem like he's gonna try and play a huge mental game on
well,
Verstappen.
he's still getting used to the car, and he's openly
Yeah.
said that
So
he's
all
not
right.
used to it yet.
Yeah, I
So
mean, he's not gonna be able to make it happen this year, but maybe next year we'll have to wait and see if they keep him around.
I don't even think the team is good enough for them to have both cars in the championship battle. I think it's going to be solely Verstappen and Hamilton.
I dream though of like Mercedes having a Hamilton Rosberg again. Although
I don't
Toto
think
Wolff said he would
I dream
never.
of Mercedes just not being good anymore.
Next year, you
Dream
never
on.
know.
Dream on.
It'd be
Yeah, you can.
interesting to see if Hamilton calls it a career after this year.
Hi.
Hello, Eddie just joined us. Everybody, we're close to being done. But welcome.
Good timing, Pog.
How are you?
Oh, just freaking dandy.
Oh, how was your race?
Yeah, it was good.
That's good. That's good. We were just talking about Formula One.
And Lando
You know what?
Norris,
Um,
I
Pog.
want to get your input on one thing, Eddie.
Okay.
The Bottas Russell incident.
I think Boz was at fault.
Okay. Why?
Or Botas, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I mean, the way from what I saw from George Russell's POV, I mean, I don't think either one of them were gonna make it, even if like anything changed. I don't know what happened, but like it looked like Botas was just really not trying to give it up, even though Russell had the run, which was very confusing. But like, I felt like he should have gave it a little bit more leeway. And I think they both would have been fine, but it's like, I don't know.
His ride's on the line, man.
I mean, I think now it's even being more considered about. I feel like he's gonna go like the. I mean, I'm not saying like he's gonna go like officially like this, but I think Botas is like the Alex Albon right now, freaking, where they're like, okay, last chance, freaking make your shit, come back, let's go, let's get the championship. If not, you're out. Let's get it.
He ain't gonna get a chance. That was never the expectation.
No,
But
but it's like, I mean, you think Russell's gonna just be the same thing though if you just swapped them both? To be honest.
Russell is better, a lot better.
Proved that in
Well,
his one
yeah.
chance against the guy.
Yeah, Russell should have won that race, but Mercedes was like, we can't allow that.
Just think about like it was set up perfectly for Russell to win, and Mercedes just finds a way to throw it.
If there's
Yeah.
one thing Mercedes is not good at, is pit stops.
Yeah.
That's been their one struggle for really, I mean, like ever.
Yep. I guess there's a couple more things with the F1 race. We haven't talked about Lewis Hamilton's blunder.
Yeah, he slid off into the gravel, damaged his wing on the barrier.
Yeah, and he got lucked out by the Russell Bottas incident
Yeah, he really did.
because he was a lap down at that point. But since the red flag came out, everyone could get their lap back, get back on the lead lap, and showed how big of a clown Bottas is in the Mercedes, and went from like 8th to 2nd in 15 laps. And you're just like, how can he keep getting away with it?
I mean, Lewis Hamilton. I mean, year after year, it's just like continues to amaze me more than I ever anticipated.
It's like this man can literally not be stopped. He's too good. He's a cheat code.
Like the dude's at 96 wins, should hit 100 this year. He needs
Yeah.
one more pole for 100. I mean,
You'll most certainly get that because he's
yeah, oh yeah,
the best
probably.
He's so good at qualifying.
I
I believe he's
can't
led the
believe it.
most laps ever in F1.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because there's more races.
I think he did
now.
that like this year or something. But I mean,
think he got that last year.
I don't know. Either way, I mean, it's like I don't know if we'll ever see that again.
I think he's also at most points scored as well.
Yeah,
or
but that's
around
also
that.
yeah, because we get more points now than we ever have.
Yeah.
More races. But yeah, and then he came back to finish second. One thing I do want to discuss about is I feel like that DRS zone was a little too good.
That I don't know anything about.
Aren't all DRS zones at this point?
Put it this way.
Especially at a track like Imola, where you get up on somebody's rear end and you don't lose any ground.
Okay, let me explain. This is my logic. If they get in a DRS zone and you're 8/10 back, I don't think you should be able to pass them in the one DRS zone.
Probably.
I don't think it was that extreme with 8/10, but it definitely was happening.
It was. It really was. When Lewis passed Lando, it was 7.5 tenths. It was 3/4 of a second he was behind him at the start out of the final turn.
To be fair, that's a Mercedes going up against a McLaren.
No.
That is also a Mercedes engine versus Mercedes engine.
It's a Mercedes versus a Mercedes.
Your argument there's a little non-existent. Like, yes, straight away, it was still almost 8/10 of a second down a straightaway.
That's a long straight.
Even against like
It's not a long straight. It's not like it's a long straight, but it's like not the longest straight. The thing is, it was they made the DRS zone 200 meters longer this year.
Well, you got to look at it. I guess is that for all tracks or just for Imola?
This Imola.
Okay, well then you got to look at. I guess their probably reasoning was they thought back to how bad last year was.
Yeah,
and they're like, we need more passing at all costs. So I mean, I also feel like had to do.
I also feel like that was kind of a cause of what the Bottas Russell thing was. Russell had so much momentum because the DRS straight is so long. He was flying. You know what I mean?
I'm sure like, Daniel Ricciardo was upset about that crash being shown on social media.
Why?
Because he threw a huge fit about them showing the Roman Grosjean crash and stuff. When he caught the whole fiery thing, because he's like, you guys are a bunch of idiots and stuff, and he was extremely angry about it. And I'm like, be angry all you want. At the end of the day, I mean, that's good for F1 to show, you know. I mean, and no one even got hurt.
To be fair, they showed that replay like 50 times and overdid.
But he was mad they showed it in general. So
I mean, that's kind of like the Kenseth was kind of upset when they kept showing him taking out Logano.
Logano into the wall.
Just like
Matt's logic was like, they suspended me for that, so why are they encouraging like, oh, this is what you want to see in NASCAR type of.
In my opinion, you look at Ricciardo's being paid millions of euros per year.
Yeah.
And you signed up for that in the first place, so stop whining about it. So that's my opinion on it. I like Daniel Ricciardo, but I think his opinion on that is just stupid.
Yeah. Lando is looking really good. Speaking of McLaren, like he looked like he pretty much schooled Ricciardo this week.
Yeah, dog.
That's something if Lando Norris beats Ricciardo this year, because Daniel Ricciardo is a very good driver.
Yeah, I mean I think a part of it is getting used to. I think he's even like getting a little used to the car, but.
And Lando said he's got the most confidence he's ever had.
I mean,
coming into the season, so
Lando was on it, man.
at the Pog. I haven't heard one.
Yeah, we all like Lando.
The guy that can win some races, given the right
Yeah.
equipment. I think if McLaren keeps on doing what they're doing, next year is going to be their biggest opportunity. Obviously. Hopefully they don't go backwards.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
No shot.
McLaren is easily my favorite team in F1. I really want them to
Red Bull and
perform
McLaren.
well next year.
Remember where they were back like 5 years ago with Alonso?
3 years ago.
Yeah, they look like an absolute clown show.
And then
They're
Alonso's
looking
like, this is going nowhere, I'm out, and then boom.
That's the Alonso though. That's
The
the
moment
Alonso.
he
It's the
left,
Alonso
man.
effect. It's like he leaves Ferrari, Vettel comes in and starts winning.
And when Alonso joins the team, they get worse. Look at Alpine.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he leaves, they're gonna get so much.
Hey,
Good.
to be fair, when he left them a couple years ago, they didn't get better. So
Wait, what?
But yeah. You got anything? We got anything else for F1? I guess. Well, I guess.
Next race is
one
Portugal.
Awesome shit.
That'll be a good one.
We covered that. Don't you worry. Portugal's next. I'm
was a
gonna
good
say
race,
Hamilton
Portugal.
wins.
Lando Norris.
I think at the end of the day, Lewis Hamilton, like I said, is still gonna win the championship a race or two early.
Please,
for the love of God, give me a Lando win.
If the race is insane and Hamilton has issues,
you need Hamilton and Verstappen to get screwed.
Fuck it. Wreck them both. Same time. Same corner. Let's get it.
All right. So let me put this to you, Eddie.
Okay.
Lando was less than a second behind Verstappen
Okay.
after the safety car.
Yeah.
29 laps. Verstappen had a 24-second lead on Lando.
Yeah, we can fix it.
The McLaren needs a little more pace. A little.
I mean, they have a Honda in the
It's a
Red
Mercedes
Bull.
engine.
Okay, well, fuck me then. All right.
Yeah, so the car is very good. Just,
Oh, no wonder they're so close now. Frickin' Mercedes.
But
Mercedes.
Portugal, I think Max is gonna win.
I think it's more suited to the Red Bull, but I think Hamilton will just find a way. It's Lewis Hamilton.
Sergio Perez.
Lewis Hamilton willpower is a hell of a thing, guys.
His tires will be destroyed, and he'll find a way to pull away and set the fastest lap.
His tires will be destroyed, and he will.
The big question is who's gonna be a shocker in qualifying.
No one.
We don't think there's gonna be a shocker in qualifying.
Nah.
No.
I think Hamilton and Verstappen will be really close. I think it'll go either way between them, but I think Hamilton finds a way to win. I think Perez third. Bottas, I'm gonna say Bottas fifth. I think he gets beat by Norris and one of the Ferraris. Or at least I hope. but
beat by both Red Bulls.
Oh yeah, no, I got both Red Bulls beating him as well. That's what Perez is gonna be P3 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that would put Bottas sixth then in my book.
Yeah.
So yeah, sixth. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess before some other stuff, should we talk about Talladega this week?
Yeah, Talladega for NASCAR.
Yeah, iRacing or real life?
Real life.
Oh.
Talladega.
Yeah, I did that.
Eddie.
What's up, dog?
One last thing. We were talking about this earlier. I think it's really stupid. I went on about it. Keelan Harvick is in the Pro Invitational thing. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, fuck it. We almost let Jennifer Joe Cobb in the Real Cup Series.
Well, my opinion was they refused and stayed dead silent about letting Timmy Hill get in.
Yeah.
Until Penske themselves were like, we're putting him in. But then they go and break iRacing rules to throw Kevin Harvick's 8-year-old son in because they want to.
I mean, fuck it, dude.
Like,
just send it.
I mean, like, what the heck?
I mean, it's Dega. I mean, you gotta have somebody wreck the field. I mean, Danica Patrick's not racing in it. Jennifer Joe Cobb ain't. Haley Deegan ain't. So it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, well.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. They're letting the Rick Ware cars in, so we might have a wreck.
Yeah, Rick Ware, man. You should have seen Rick Ware and like Jay and I were doing that in our 2003 race at Richmond, and like Rick Ware cars were just crashing left and right. It was
Oh man, it
hilarious.
was they, they were all over the
They were
place.
taking out everybody. They were wrecking themselves. It was like, oh my god, like the realism was on point. But yeah, Talladega this weekend. I'm gonna say, Denny Hamlin wins. Anybody else got an opinion on who's gonna win? I'm waiting.
I mean, he's probably gonna choke the last lap again. So
All
yeah.
right, stop talking. I didn't ask for yours. Who do you think's actually gonna win?
I'm gonna say that Cody Ware wins the race.
Could you imagine?
Maybe if the whole, as Richard Petty said about a certain driver in NASCAR, maybe if the whole field wrecks. Who do I think's gonna win? Bias me is gonna say Eric Jones. Realistic me,
There's a lot of people that I could see that could win this race this week.
yeah,
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Jay, what do you think about De Benedetto? Is he gonna win?
Absolutely not.
I think, as usual, he will run up front and then get involved in a wreck with like 5 to go.
Or
Is it
lose in a
Ryan
photo
Blaney?
finish?
Almost miss it, but then wind up being in it by like 2 inches, and his car will be destroyed, and so will my hopes and dreams. I'll say Stenhouse is gonna win. I'll
Okay.
take Stenhouse.
Hey, Eddie, I heard that. We were talking about
What,
it
dude?
earlier. Only 2 drivers this year are finished in the top 20 each week. Hamlin and Stenhouse.
Yeah, and Ricky rhymes with Recky, so I mean, shit. What are you gonna do?
Denny rhymes with Penny.
Yeah.
And he's
Because that's all he
stacking
earns
all
is
the pennies with those top
And a
fives.
penny is 1 cent, and you know what? And that's 1. That means first place.
Yeah.
So Denny's gonna win.
All right. There we go.
Alright.
Richmond all over again.
Or Bristol or Martinsville
Or
technically
Daytona.
Daytona. He was in position there.
Daytona. No,
Anywhere
I'm gonna
that was not Miami.
I'm gonna go Chase
someone-
Elliott.
you know,
Fuck
you
it.
know- you know, I know it's a good guess. Who's gonna win this week?
A Chevy.
No,
Yes.
someone will win this week. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Oh, a Chevy.
As long as it's not another
Like,
Michael
Harr will
McDowell type
finish first.
situation, man.
How
It's
salty
gonna
would
be
you
a
be if
Chevy.
Eric Jones won?
If anybody outside of the top 20 other than Daniel Suarez wins, I'm going to be salty.
Or Eric Jones.
What the heck, dude?
No, Gary doesn't like Eric Jones.
No,
Gary's
I'm
opinion.
neutral with Eric Jones.
Hey, he's neutral. That doesn't mean he doesn't like the guy.
Well, neutral with Gary typically means he doesn't like him. So
I mean, Gary, what do you think about Joey Logano?
On like my likability on him.
Yeah, like is he neutral or is he
It's
just
interesting
dislike?
actually. So like
Yeah,
2015.
no, stop.
No, give me a
Stop.
minute here. Let me
Stop.
explain.
Nope.
2015 to 2020, I liked him a lot. When he won the championship in 2018, I was like, this is incredible. And all the people were so salty and his competitors were so salty. And I was just like, this is awesome. And then 2020 happened. I was like, I'm starting to dislike him. And it was growing a dislike, and a dislike just kept on going. And then the Daytona 500 happened. And I was just like, I really do not like you. So now I dislike him.
Okay, how about
Figure
Brett
that one.
Keselowski?
Keselowski, neutral.
Okay,
Yeah.
Brett Keselowski back in, what was it, 2016?
16,
Wait, what
neutral.
was the Texas race? What was the Texas race?
2014?
14? Yeah, 14.
I disliked him severely for.
I wish I was there for when you were watching that race. I wanted to be just next to you. I just wanted to hear your reaction.
I disliked him severely for a couple of weeks, but actually, like, by the start of the 2015, I was neutral again with him.
I honestly, in terms of like the end of 2014, I don't know who I dislike more, Ryan Newman or Brad Keselowski.
Ryan, Ryan Newman's basically disliked his whole entire,
I was
last,
mad.
5 years.
I've never been so mad in my life except for those last 3 weeks of that season. Because Keselowski, of course, with the tire.
I still can't decide if I was more mad about Keselowski or Ryan Newman. Like,
I think I'm more
Ryan
mad at
Newman
Newman.
almost was worse than Keselowski.
Well, I still hold a grudge against Newman. I don't hold a grudge against Keselowski. I think that answers the question for me. Newman cuts half the course
Yeah, because the Kozlowski thing was just a racing incident. Newman was just driving like a freaking
Yeah.
jackass.
He did exactly what he had to do, but it was stupid. He cuts half the course, which should not be allowed in any form of racing in the first place, to slam a competitor into the wall and abuse him to make it into the championship race, where he actually nearly wins the championship. You give him credit on that part at least. So I was so mad. And then we go to the next week. Jeff Gordon, who misses the final four because of this stupidity, dominates the race. And because he didn't want to affect the championship, he gives away the win to Pitt to get out of the way with 10 laps to go after a caution. I was so heated at that moment too. I've never been so heated in my life except for those last 3 weeks of 2014.
Let's be honest. If it came down to a restart, if he had been in the championship before, he would have lost it.
Oh yeah, he would. Well, that was like the only year where he could seem to restart. Like Indianapolis, Michigan, he won on a restart against Joey Logano. It was like there was only 1 year where Jeff Gordon found out restarting, and that was the year. And then it was back to 2015.
2014 and 15 were just those were his years, man.
Well, 2015 he was subpar the whole time.
Less so, yeah, less so in 2015, but like still.
It was more like 2015
that
was like
was,
a little bit better of a 2013. Made the playoffs, picked it up actually in the playoffs, and then got to Martinsville, and Matt Kenseth decided he was going to be, a godsend
legendary
and take out Joey Logano.
Never been so proud to be a Matt Kenseth fan than that day.
And then Jeff wins. I knew immediately. I was like, yeah, that's the last one right there. He ain't doing nothing for the rest of the year.
That race is like hands down probably the best race I've watched, just because of the two legendary moments from that race of Matt Kenseth and Jeff getting his final win.
Yeah. So try to steer the show on the road, I guess.
Yeah, we'll go to the last segment. Nitro.
Yeah, it's back.
So this weekend we have the Daytona 500, or what is it? I'm just gonna explain what we got. We have the duels coming up tomorrow night, apparently.
Tomorrow night, yes.
That'll set up the starting order, of course, for Daytona, starting on Saturday night at 9:30, and then we had the Clash a few days ago, Saturday night. Dirt cars at Bristol, and Karma, you weren't here, but we were in the party beforehand. I was like, why in the world are we letting like truck drivers and people like be in the Clash? But my opinion after that, I was like, that was the best decision ever. But it was a very interesting race, I thought.
It was a little eventful.
I caused the first crash.
Yeah.
I was doing my hands the whole
No,
race.
the first crash happened as soon as the race started.
Nobody
went, and I dumped Karma because nobody went, and I couldn't get off of his rear bumper.
All right, well, I caused a big crash on the first lap, anyways. I know that.
Yeah.
And then we crashed probably another 29 times.
Yeah, there's a lot of crashing. It was really funny. It was fun. It was chaotic.
It was hilarious. We were laughing the whole time.
It was a shit show, but it was a good shit show.
I don't think there's gonna be any laughing Saturday night though.
Oh yeah, everyone's gonna get heated.
Oh, I'm gonna start a comedy
This
show.
totally unserious thing that happened last weekend, where everybody just didn't care about what happened, was laughing everything off, is gonna change.
How are
this
these
Saturday.
split parties
It's gonna
working
be-
for this upcoming race?
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna flame you a little bit because you're trashing me about a certain caution rule.
Karma pre-show.
Oh yeah, I was. I said that in the video, and I
Okay.
stand by it no matter what the explanation is. By the way.
Okay. Here's my explanation.
Oh, that should be good.
We have split parties, right?
Yep.
No.
So during the actual race, it's going to be manufactured parties. All right. So me and one person from each manufacturer will be in Discord. So I have to make the call up, like in the Discord call. I'll have to be like, all right, we have a caution, but there might be a delay from me saying it to those people saying it to their parties. So the best thing that we all agreed upon in the admin chat was, I'll call a caution. We raise it back to the line because by that time, everyone should get the call that there's a caution.
But have you thought about the implications it could cause in the playoffs with that being a thing?
Could you also think of the implications of one party gets the message and the other don't, and everyone's
Yeah, and one slams on the brakes in front of
and then
somebody,
wreck
and they
the
go.
I guess, well,
entire
either
deal.
way, it's going to cause issues at some point.
It's a good thing
You
you're
had to-
famous, Gary.
I think
It's
the one
a,
that'll
uh,
cause less issues though is racing it back to the line.
Well, I mean, I plan to take out my competition.
Yeah.
Eddie's
Well,
beside
if
me. I
that-
just lost control.
Fucking imagine.
If I have to, I can give very harsh penalties.
I'd take everything I said back.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Bitch.
I want to point out, actually, last season I was really against the split parties. I'm all for it right now.
Hey, you go watch Gary's YouTube video. He was against the driving back to the line just now.
Well, and the big thing is if we didn't do this, we'd be sending like 6 to 8 people home a week.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's
it's
not-
just like you mentioned it's going to be manufacturer parties basically,
I mean, just
Yeah,
have Jonathan
so
on.
it's
and
gonna
I
be
look
like
at who
the
we
7
have, and we're not
Yoders.
going to have to be listening to complaining from people.
I will.
The whole race.
I'll
So,
have to
because
listen
we
to
have a
complaining.
good group of people, I think on the Joe. I think we have on Joe Gibbs Racing. We have the most positive attitude. Or sorry, on Toyota.
I'm so positive.
We have the more positive side and more chilled, laid back, not taking a video game too seriously side of Nitro.
I'm gonna drink a beer every race.
And when Eddie goes and runs into the side of Andrew,
What?
we're not
So
gonna
I-
have them going back and forth at each other right away. Okay, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, but I'm the one gonna have
Hey,
to be listening
man,
to
I'm just mellowed out, dude. You know.
that.
Fucking just
Yeah, you say
chilling.
that right now, man. Until you two get
But-
side by side.
Yeah.
I
so
mean,
the
that's on
duel-
him. If he wants to be a little shit, then yeah. fuck it.
Okay, well, that's not. I think it's best to keep personal matters off the show. Okay.
I didn't start it.
So, yeah. So tomorrow night is the duels. There's 2 of them. Only one at a time because everyone wants to do them one at a time. Because I guess people want to watch the other one. The duel they're not
Sure.
in.
I'm not gonna be watching the first one or whatever.
Oh, you're
You're in the first one.
I
you
ain't gonna be
forehead.
watching the second one. I don't give a crap.
Karma, you lied to me, by the way. You told me that I was in the same that we were in the same duel as Gary when
Yeah,
we
way
in
to go,
fact
Karma.
were not.
I made a
Today-
mistake. I made a mistake. I
No,
made
You
a
darn
Imagine?
liar.
Imagine making mistakes, Jesus.
Imagine being the league
Wow.
owner and lying and
My
being
God.
wrong about the
What did I sign
lineup.
up for? I didn't sign up for freaking mistakes.
Imagine to start a
it's
coup
cor-
against this guy.
But
Hashtag
yeah.
you runner.
So at least Toyota wise, Combat, Outbreak, and Gary are in the and Rocket.
And Rocket. That
Price.
might be the most terrifying crew I've ever seen in the first duel.
The competition better be scared.
Yeah, very terrified. Mostly of Rocket. Because who knows what the
Hey,
fuck is gonna happen.
hey. Well, Rock. I don't know if he's gonna be there tomorrow. He said.
Oh no, he
he's
said he
available.
was.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's the terrifying part.
I think for the duels we'll have a single party because it's only 12 people max.
Oh shit.
But I think the scary part is we're gonna have to deal with Bryce in a private party.
No, that's great.
He's gonna be unhinged.
Unleashed.
I'm making sure I'm recording every single bit of the party
Uncensored.
audio.
I think the second duel is stacked.
Rocket's made me famous on TikTok because of him.
The,
Thank you.
the second duel, let's just there's even Jay, me, Andrew.
The fact that you and I
Tyler-
are starting towards the front, Karma, is already kind of scary enough. We're gonna
Well-
kind of have an easy ride.
Well, me and
Right.
Gary had
Well,
this.
we're gonna have a really easy ride because Jonathan starts second. and
Yeah.
You start third, and I start right behind you.
Me and Gary had this conversation about how this shit goes. We're like, I mean, does it really matter in the end, like where you start for this? To be honest,
Absolutely
Honestly,
not.
for
No, it really doesn't. But
honestly, Jay, it might honestly be worse starting last because we're going to be on the outside.
I want to ask you guys this though.
this can't be good.
What?
It's not nothing crazy. Is it going to be as bad as do you think as last season's Daytona race?
Yes.
What do you mean?
no, I don't think so because we won't have the truck drivers.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
no,
good
no
point, yeah,
lower,
good point,
no
good
lower
point.
series guys.
I
are
think
the
last
outside
season's
numbers.
Daytona race was the low point of my Nitro career.
Oh yeah, it was the worst Nitro race I've been a part of.
Uh,
Besides the truck race before then at
The
Daytona
mix
the night
of
before.
having the automatic cautions and just the racing in general, it was just so bad. And we saw the guy that
hey,
won.
hey,
Just,
hey,
honestly,
hey,
the truck race
hold
the
the-
night
the
before
guy that
was worse than
won.
that Daytona
I've
race,
never seen
but-
someone luck into a win
Well,
like that
yeah.
in my life.
And then he just doesn't race the rest of the season.
And shows up for the last race and
To,
kicks out people
like,
that have shown up all year long and committed. I'm sorry. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, let's not. Yeah.
You're saying that 500 was like the worst race. You realize Homestead was the week after that, right?
He wasn't there
Yeah,
for that.
I know.
Homestead was also bad.
Oh, I know
but
he
I
was.
think the
Homestead
500
was the worst.
Homestead was bad, but I hated Daytona so much.
They were
Yeah,
both
Jonathan,
god
I thought.
awful, but yeah.
Our guy in the chat asked, "Are the truck drivers that bad?"
Yes.
The answer
I-
was yes, they were.
The ones left, no, but when we started the season last
Oh,
year,
yeah.
there was a whole
It was
bunch of
bad.
guys
Oh,
who didn't finish the season, and they were bad.
But no,
I
the
needed to
what we
drink
have now
before
is
everything.
good. The new guys kind of question marks, but no
Some of
lower
them,
series
not all of
guys in
them.
the 500.
Some of them are not. All of them are question marks.
But
Xfinity
yeah,
guys are good.
Yeah, but the 500 will start Saturday, and then it'll probably be the same story it's been, where once JTR gets out front, the race is basically over. So
My question is, which one of all of us will be the first one to go jump to an Xfinity or truck race?
I feel obligated that I have to do it.
As long as
So-
half the team doesn't get a speeding penalty, well, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, let's not have
Yeah,
Talladega repeat.
Karma.
Jay and Karma are in prime position.
I don't know
Both
what you're
speed.
talking about.
Man,
Talladega-
I mean-
easily
I mean,
gonna win that race, finish 1-2. And
I
let's just be honest. Until I'm just be honest, until proven otherwise, I don't see how we're not gonna win. One of us.
I don't see
He's
how
not gonna
all of
win
us
this.
don't win at least one race this season.
I think that it's going to be, if we keep the field the way it is, and people show up regularly, I think this is going to be the hardest season to win a race
win,
in.
yeah.
And not just
Yeah.
because of the competition, but as well, there's going to be more people, there's going to be more cautions. So
And the
Yeah.
season is shorter.
season
the
shorter.
season's
So
shorter.
it's not going to only come down to the competition, but it's going to come down to luck with the cautions and the strategy as well. So Andrew or myself,
I'm
we
hoping
both
for a
won.
good season, but if I don't have one, that's fine.
I think
I-
like
I-
Andrew and
I-
myself won 7 races last season. So like
Yeah, you
I
guys-
could
you guys
easily
won
see
4
with the way things go, we could only win 2 or 3.
I won 4. Jonathan won 4 or 5, I think.
No, Jonathan won 3.
Or
You
3.
won 4. Gary and Andrew combined won 14. So that's 18. So you 4 won 21 out of 24.
Nice.
Lit.
I think we'll see more surprise winners.
Or
This
how
season.
many races? No, wait. How many races was this last season?
No, yeah, it was more than
36?
that because there's
Was
you have a
28,
win, Bacon had a
28,
win, I had a
28.
win, Lazy had a win. So
But like,
I think my
admittedly,
main goal for this season is to get a win that's somewhere that's not a play track.
let's be honest. Admittedly, Gary kind of makes it look easy on his YouTube channel because he wins a lot. I assure you, in hell, it is not easy to win in Nitro. Especially, it is
No,
not.
it's not,
Like,
and it's only going to
it-
be harder this year.
it's gonna be so much harder.
I think at least all of us are gonna get at least one win out of
I
like
hope
all the
so.
Toyota group.
I mean,
I hope at the
I think-
very least I can still win plate races, but other
I
than
think
that,
that
I
should
don't
be
know.
like the team / manufacturer goals for all Toyotas to get a win at least once.
my goal is to win 2.
No.
Like, my goals in
Well,
the
the thing
past
is, I don't know
were
if all of
5
us can
at
win. There's not
least.
enough races for that. There's like 9 of us, and there's only 20 races. So
Well, here's the all right. Not the flame, but MJ is driving a Toyota.
Never know.
I'm just being realistic.
I just want to win 1.
I just want to win one too.
It
I really want to win. That's not a play track. That's my goal for this year.
I'll take the win anywhere. It's gonna be so hard to win. I'll take it anyway.
I think I already won like best paint scheme look of the year. So
Do we have the
just give me
Charlotte
the
Roval?
trophy.
no.
Oh crap!
Oh, God,
Hey,
Gary's.
you know what, Gary? There was a vote for what tracks you wanted. You didn't vote. I mean, and if you did
Gary
vote,
never votes.
Oh,
hey,
man.
hey, if he voted and he got the Roval, it would have been on the schedule because it
Dude,
was
pay
a tie.
attention to the Discord.
It's
Man,
Gary's
I
fault
mean, I
that the
voted
Roval
on
was
the award show
That's it.
under
As
Karma.
Karma.
under
voted-
Karma's name.
Yeah. Oh my
I
god.
sent an application to Karma under his own name.
Yeah. Oh.
I
God.
didn't. He wouldn't found that suspicious at all.
Sorry.
I don't know what made him automatically think of me, but
So Jonathan's memeing in the chat about, I guess the big one of the bigger things is that I'm not in the 20.
yeah, you're in the 19, right?
I am in the
Tyler
19.
is Tyler on Toyota now?
No, he's driving
No.
the 48.
No,
still.
he's still Hendrick.
Oh, he stayed with Hendrick. Oh my God!
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
that
I'm
whole
gonna
stuff
already
is
give an
weird.
award for letdown of the year.
We could
Not
have had
in
him
terms
on
of-
Toyota, but I asked him too late.
Oh, not in terms of he's a bad driver. He's a good driver. I'm just saying that he would have. He would suit Toyota pretty good.
Yeah.
It's him, Andrew, Liber, and Venom at Hendrick.
That's gonna be. I don't really know Libert.
Liber,
Liber's pretty good.
he was in the truck finale last year, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He's the final four.
Yeah, he
He's good.
got second.
I can see two
He's good.
drivers there that could definitely have some drama between each other if they're close enough.
Does one of them involve Andrew by chance?
Well, I'm saying like the personality of Andrew and Venom together. Like if they have a moment, I think that could get pretty heated.
Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, 20 races is it's a daunting thing because like it's gonna happen quick. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's
Honestly,
all
I
gonna
think
be
we'll see
done
a
before
lot
the
more
next
out of Venom
game.
this season as well.
I think so too. He was
What's
getting
that?
a lot
He's-
better.
he's
Venom?
good.
Yeah, he was doing pretty good,
He
especially at the
he
was
end.
is
doing good at
good.
the end. I hope to have a better season than last season.
Oh, I'm sure I don't think we're gonna have a person win more than 5 races. Probably won't have one win more than 3 or 4.
I'd be shocked if you get over 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna win like 17.
Imagine.
No.
Just
Gary will
imagine
like-
if like
Gary will take back
out.
over his role of luckiest driver if that happens.
yeah.
My goal is to at least try to win like 2, 3.
I mean, my
Probably a
goal is
road
always,
course and a super
my,
speedway.
my goal is always to win the title, right? At the start of the season, right?
That's
So,
also my goal is to make it to championship 4.
I just want to make
Yeah.
it further in the playoffs than I did
man.
last 2 years, which is
it-
going to be
so-
tough. It's going to be really
Oh,
hard to
dude,
do that. But
you got to think of like who's joining. Like, all right, this was your top 12 last year. Andrew, Jonathan, Tyler, me, Combat, Outbreak, Gary, Cobra, Durham, Jay, Bacon, Christian, and now you're adding Mahu, LCS, Libert, and then Rocket coming back full time.
Chafe, come
Venom's good
back.
enough for that.
Chafe. There are going to be people that miss the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like I need to show up more this season.
I feel
Just
like
to
I
be
think
safe.
I think a win's gonna mean a lot more now than
Yeah, a win's
anything
gonna be-
else.
You know, there's one thing that none of us have thought about yet that we do have on our side this season that we haven't had before, and that is the mighty combat with his setups,
Yep.
It's
which I don't
funny.
think is going to give us a winning
Karma
advantage every
preset?
single week, but it's definitely going to help.
Combat
Karma.
preset is no longer karma.
No,
It's
no,
combat.
no,
Hey,
still-
hey,
we
hey,
can
hey,
still
hey,
Karma.
hey, it's pretty. Well, I'm not. Shockingly, people still don't know the trick to Daytona and Talladega setup, so I'm not going to discuss.
How?
Dude,
Isn't that just
I don't-
common sense? I literally show it in
No.
my videos.
We literally have said it out loud
There's
several
still-
times in the middle
there's
of a
still
race
people
before.
that actually don't know, so I'm not gonna. And if people in Nitro are listening, I don't want to say it because
You guys suck.
But it's
Legit.
it's simple and it's effective, and I don't know. And I also don't get how we're the only JGR has been the only team to figure out how to do anything on the outside, like the last 3 seasons. It's
Of what? Daytona and shit?
Daytona and
just to
Talladega,
make
yeah.
a pass on the
Anytime-
outside.
I do too, but it's
Anytime
like
the
everyone pushes me sucks.
Well, anytime the last 5 seasons, the last 2 seasons, the 5 of us get together on the outside, we just immediately freight trained around everyone below us. It happened every time. And now this season, there's like double the amount of us to do that. So
You damn know I will be on that top lane.
yeah, we're gonna have Gary doing like he did last season, just abandoning us every single time for
Yeah, pretty much.
excitement.
Well, I
We'll
think
see how
I
it
think
goes.
Gary. Well, I think Gary. I mean, Gary's probably like, no, that's not what it's gonna. But with, like, slip parties, it's the teamwork aspect's gonna be like you're gonna
The
just have to stick with
communication.
them. You're just gonna have to
Oh, and
stick
the
with
pit
them.
road stuff's gonna be so much better as well.
The communication's gonna be good from us. I feel like. Hopefully, Jonathan
Yeah.
shuts up once in a while. It'd be nice.
Yeah. But season starts Saturday, Daytona 500. It hopefully be a good race compared to last season. I
Can
think it
watch
will
it
be.
live on my channel, Outbreak's channel,
And
Karma's
Right.
channel.
Karma's channel.
Like
Not on
15
my
other
channel.
people
You
in
can watch
Nitro.
it.
And you can rewatch it on both me and Gary's YouTubes.
It'll probably be on my YouTube Sunday or Monday. I don't know what I'm working Sunday yet, so.
Yeah.
I don't know
Probably
when I'm
Twitch.
uploading the
Twitch.tv/JayCook.
Oh well.
Get
And
All
our
that.
right.
2000
I guess.
thingy.
I guess we'll have some fun. Who do you think wins Saturday? And
Knowing
you can't
my
say
plate
yourself.
racing history,
Me?
I don't even think I'll win in the first place.
Genuinely would not be surprised to see if it's one of us.
I say
or one of us JGR
something
guys.
crazy is
Wow.
gonna happen. My guess, I'm gonna go and say. Actually, no. You know what? Jay's gonna win.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Ooh.
And everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's a good one." I'm going with Rocket.
Not happening.
Not
Not just cause like he gets too
Rocket all
too
to the front.
impatient. Too
No,
impatient.
I'm pushing Rocket all the way to the front. Mark my words.
I'll block him.
God.
I'll give.
People will be so. People outside of Toyota will be so.
I mean, I'm either
mad
pushing
if
Rocket
he
or I'm
wins.
pushing Jonathan. That's it.
Bruh.
Wow.
Thanks.
I mean, you abandoned me most of the time, Gary. So I don't want to
Yeah,
hear
you
your
bum
shit.
drafted me into this bus stop at the Roval.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll give my long shot and then who I actually think is gonna win. I'll give my long shot in Venom and then who I actually think is gonna win is Karma.
I mean, Karma bump drafted me on the end of our league race last night and ruined
Karma,
my
who do you
freaking
think's gonna
picture.
win?
Not yourself, Karma. The 20. Oh wait, that's not me.
I could say the 20.
It's gonna be weird seeing it.
It's hard.
Like,
It's hard because
man.
it's like
Oh,
between
boy.
a few people. So I think.
Always lucky. Always. I'm freaking frightened.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna say Jay.
Who?
Jay's a good pick for Super Speedway. You said Jay.
Oh, okay.
I would go Jay too. Me and Jay know
everyone
how,
says Jay pretty
me
much.
and me and Jay basically know like what to do with Super Speedways. Like if Jay's up front, he knows how to control it just like I do.
I've
almost.
got that crap figured out, man.
Yeah, you're
I
welcome.
really do.
Me and Jay at Daytona and Talladega at the end of the season literally put the field in hostage.
Well,
I there's like nothing against Outbreak or Karma, but there's only one person that I feel super comfortable with behind me, and that's Gary. And not because I
Yeah.
know he's gonna like be friendly, but because I've worked with him so many times at play tracks that when he's behind me, I know exactly what to expect from him. And I'm starting to kind of learn that with Karma because we've worked together a lot at play tracks. But having Gary behind me is when I'm at my most comfortable.
and everybody knows when you're with me, I'm either pushing you to the front or freaking I'm going somewhere. So basically, that's what that is. That's basically what happens.
Another thing I like with the JGR thing with like play tracks is there are things that we do that others don't know about, and it's why it's so hard to pass us. Actually, like I don't even if we even leading, like just under the circumstances of the straight up leading, like no pit stops or anything. I don't think we've if we've had 2 or more teammates, we've never been passed.
Legitimately, I don't see how if we wind up in that situation again this season, I don't see how we get past.
So like how many cars do we have now? Like 7 or 8. Yeah. See you later.
Because I mean, I think that we immediately have 3 of the best plate guys on our team: Karma, Outbreak, and myself. I think are the top 3 guys at play tracks and Nitro.
Yeah, but I'm second.
In no particular order. Was I listing there? But
last season was the first time I didn't want to plate race in like 4 seasons.
Well, I mean,
someone's actually got a funny question about Nitro. Are you all ever scared racing next to Karma?
Terrified.
in the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
yeah, in the playoffs, yes, I'm terrified to be behind him
Newman.
because yes, he
Playoffs,
does.
Playoffs, he turns to Ryan Newman.
There was a couple times I
Playoff
wanted to
Karma is a
strangle
whole
him.
different animal.
I wanted to strangle him a few
For
times.
some reason, for some reason, Karma gets into playoffs and he loses like 20 or he goes like negative 20 in speed, but like positive 50 in blocking.
Yeah, you got to do that in the regular season more. Well, actually, no, you don't. Let me take that back.
It was kind of
Because in the
you wanna-
regular
you wanna-
season, there will be
you
times
wanna
where I
know
have
what's
no
actually,
chance
like,
of passing Karma.
you know what's kind of funny about that whole thing? Like normally in the past I didn't have to race hard because like I had so many playoff points to use and I just coast into the final round. But like I didn't have that luxury last season. And it
Yeah,
was
we
kind
could
of
tell.
weird. It was kind of weird. It was like after I didn't need to be like super aggressive, I started running better. Like Kansas, probably should have won if I didn't have that thing with Blake. Won Dover, Martinsville. I just suck at Martinsville. Phoenix, I was really fast and just had that pit road glitch.
I don't
screw
even
me.
want to talk about
Dude,
Phoenix.
that one hurt.
Heaven over.
That one
Well,
hurt a lot.
I did.
It makes you feel any better. It's getting fixed.
I
It was-
I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens then.
Yeah.
Daytona, Jay's winning. That's what we're saying. I guess does that wrap it up then?
Unless anyone's got questions they want to ask in my chat.
Anybody got a
You
question?
got 5 seconds.
I need to give it like 30
Questions? Anybody got questions at the desk?
seconds. Oh, Jonathan said hold up.
It better not be
Probably.
something dumb.
Knowing him, probably.
If
But,
it's Nitro related, we're not answering it.
Probably
it-
is some stupid dude. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but I mean, it's fine.
They've had
so-
a team with this dude for a whole year, dude.
Who's winning the Nitro title?
Oh God!
Dude,
All right, make that one quick because I know us. We'll dive into that for like an hour. Andrew.
Gary or Rocket?
It is Homestead. Oh man, Gary.
Rocket.
I already said Gary or Rocket.
Hopefully me.
Jonathan's saying this MF said Rocket. Rocket's good, dude. Just give it time.
Rocket's best track is Homestead. You can't argue it.
Yeah. He should be a champion. He should be a cup champion right
If
now.
if he plays his cards right and makes it to that 4, he's a big threat. Homestead. Combat's also really good at Homestead.
Well,
I think that about does it, Gary.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good at Miami, but we'll see. Who knows? But yeah.
I'm also good. I won the Xfinity title there a couple years ago.
If you guys enjoyed, make sure to follow us on Spotify, I guess. Subscribe. That'd be cool. Follow Eddie on Twitch at KingOutbreak. Follow Matt at KarmaMJO on YouTube and Twitch as well. And Eddie's also on YouTube at KingOutbreak. Follow Jay at JayCook on Twitch and YouTube as well. And that would be very appreciated. So they take their time out of their day every week to come join me here for this podcast. We do, and I hope you guys have been enjoying it. They're doing decent here based off the anchor stats each week. 11 plays on last week's episode, 20 plays on the one before. We're doing half decent. It's getting somewhere here and there. But if you guys enjoyed, like I said, you know what to do. We want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to listen or watch on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next week. And we will have Talladega to talk about and NASCAR. I'm sure there'll be some type of wild finish we'll have to dive into. And then we'll have the Nitro stuff to talk about. And maybe a little bit of IndyCar or something like that if we pay attention to that. So thank you all once again. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great night, everybody.